Hey guys, how are you? Sorry to keep you waiting. I had to make a minor adjustment before I started things off. Okay, here we go. All right. I had to make a minor adjustment, but I'm here and I was trying to get everything all lined up that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Hey, good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's having an awesome day so far. Double H, Anisha, and Key, thank you so much for coming through. If you are in the bushes right now but don't want to be and want to comment on this live, please feel free to do so. Hit the subscribe button. All of my chats are always subscriber only unless I make a complete mess up. But yeah, subscriber only. So go ahead, hit the subscribe button and go ahead, hit the notification so you can always be notified every single time I go live, post a video, do a premiere, drop anything so you can stay in the know, right? Anyway, guys, let's get into something kind of funny. I know some of you guys are in your workday right now, in the middle of your workday, and I stumbled across this video and I thought it was so funny. Um, Initially, I watched the first few minutes, and of course, I wanted to be surprised with the rest of you guys. So we're going to do a quick reaction, and then I've got some other stories to talk to you guys about really quick, and a little kiki, right? There is nothing wrong with a little kiki, right, ladies and gentlemen in the mist. Hello. Hey everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. And let's get into it. Apparently there's a woman, they say she was drunk at work. And so if any of you guys thought that this was a good idea of something to do, woman gets drunk at work and refuses to leave. Police escort her out.
Yeah, I'm the manager.
Wait a second. Wait.
The person that you're on the phone with.
Looks like
Stop drinking.
they're at a
while on the job.
dealership.
Okay. So we just terminated her like probably 10 minutes before I called you guys.
Okay, so apparently Miss works at a dealership, and I don't know how or why, but I guess they got the notion that sis was drinking on the job and drunk. This happened on February 20th, 23. Okay. So this is body cam footage, and it looks like they're at a Honda dealership. If I'm looking at my cars correctly, it looks like a Honda pickup.
On the phone, and one of my other employees downstairs heard the person that she was on the phone with say, "You need to stop drinking while on the job." Okay. So we just terminated.
So I don't know. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. But apparently, another coworker heard her on the phone talking to someone, and the person was saying to her, you need to stop drinking on the job." So sounds like they knee jerked and fired her, but maybe it was just confirmation of what they needed to know. I would love to know, on what basis did you give her a alcohol breathalyzer test? Did you send her off to the clinic to verify? Because that could be a potential lawsuit. I don't know if they consulted HR or not. If I were their business partner, their HR business partner, I would tell them to send her to Concentra to get a breathalyzer. And if she refused, then I would suspend her upon investigation. And but I just wouldn't just terminate her based on hearsay from another employee. But that's a whole nother topic. But let's get into it. So here's the manager talking to a police officer. They have fired her and they have asked her to leave. Okay. Officer Caffroni is responding to a call about an intoxicated ex-employee refusing to leave the property.
So she was on the phone, and one of my other employees downstairs heard the person that she was on the phone with say, "You need to stop drinking while on the job." Okay. So we just terminated her like probably 10 minutes before I called you guys, and she's refusing to leave. Okay. So you heard direct supervisor? Yeah, I'm the manager.
Look when they approach her.
Hi, ma'am. How are you?
Hi.
You doing okay?
Yeah. Hi. What's your name?
I am Officer Cafroni from Francoise Police.
Hi. How may I help you?
No, how may I help you? What's going on?
Nothing. I'm just trying to figure this out.
Figure what out?
This.
Look at the
What's your
people off
name
to the
is?
side.
Melina Tierra?
Melina?
Nylene.
Nailene? Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea why I'm here?
No clue.
Would you like to know why I'm here for?
That's your problem.
Ooh, she said that's your problem.
Well, I know what I'm here for. That might be your problem, actually. That might be a business of yours.
Good see.
So, what's your title here?
I'm the owner.
Okay. What's her title here?
She's a BDC. She works in the business
Yeah, I'm
development
also
center.
in law school if you want to take down my lawyer's information.
Well, I don't want to talk to you just yet. You just ignore me.
Yeah, okay.
So she was
I want
administrator
your
a couple
first and last name with my.
Yeah, that's her desk.
Oh, okay. So I want your ID number with your first and last name, so I could
You're
talk to my lawyer.
You're gonna get it.
Yes, because I'm in law school.
Okay.
All right. So
I'm a paralegal by profession. I got
Oh
paralegal
yeah.
degree.
I'm 21 and I did paralegal like what, a year ago. Okay. So what's your first and last name?
Officer Cafroni from ICE Police.
So I'm going to say this one more time. Anyone else coming in confused or not sure what we're doing? We're doing a live reaction, and we are reacting to a video that I saw this morning. And it's a work situation. One employee heard another employee on the phone, which happens all the time at work, right? And they went scurrying over to the boss man and told them that it was said that sis needed to stop drinking on the job. And they went ahead and fired sis on the spot. And now they have called the police to extricate her from her desk, and she has already been relieved of her duties. So that's where we are. Let's get back into it. It's only about 6 more minutes, and then we'll talk about it.
Police.
First name.
C-A-F-F.
Inebriated.
R-O-N-I.
RONI.
My batch number is
Ooh,
616.
guys, how much do you guys want to bet that this is going to
Correct.
be a full takedown?
whole
I
bar
hope
number?
not.
Your entire bar number?
Bar number? I don't have a bar.
You know, I'm going to be honest. I really do feel like I get a little PTSD when I see police officers getting super duper physical with the people that they are here to serve and protect. Me personally, I just do not believe in antagonizing the law because I've seen it go wrong one too many times. And it really, really scares me. So I'm kind of a little nervous right now because I didn't watch the whole thing. And I just wonder if this is going to be a whole takedown situation. But sis is acting loopy AF. So we're going to get into. I'm very much of a, can I help you? Oh, I was speeding. Okay. Well, give me the ticket. I'm not trying to get into it with anybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, my goal on a daily basis is to make it home safely. You hear me? I don't need to be on the news. I don't need to win an award. That's not my walk in life. For those people that it is, God bless. And, I salute you. But for me, I got to get home. You know what I'm saying? We got a small family. There's only one mommy, one daddy, one daughter, 2 dogs. My God. But yeah, I don't have time to mix it up with the law. I don't. Never have, never will.
Bar number. You just got a batch number.
So you said that you went to law school and you don't have a bar number?
He didn't go to law school. He went to police academy, ma'am.
Let me just call my mom and let me just have her. You obviously are professional. That's tough.
Hey,
Man, so
LOL.
it's my
Hey,
understanding
everybody.
they're
Welcome,
terminating
welcome,
your employment
welcome.
here at the Chevrolet.
Well, what's
Oh, there it is,
confirmed is
Chevrolet.
that I need to have someone pick me up. So why are you making it like?
Well, I believe they asked you to leave, and you're not leaving.
I am.
Okay, when is your ride coming here?
Oh, cuando mi mamá me dice que va a venir.
My partner doesn't speak Spanish. Okay.
Your partner doesn't speak Spanish,
No.
correct? So
She said when did she say something like I called my mother to find out what time she's coming? Hold on.
My partner doesn't speak Spanish. Okay.
She said cuando something.
Oh, cuando mi mamá me dice que va a venir.
My partner.
She said cuando dice mi mamá va venir. So I guess she meant to say, I guess she's saying when my mother arrives or something.
Doesn't speak Spanish. Okay.
Your partner doesn't speak Spanish,
No.
correct? So that means I had to physically speak.
Did you guys officially ask her to leave the property?
Yes,
Sis-
we did. And then her mom was on the phone after I
Yeah,
told
my
her
mom
to
said that
leave.
she was on the
And
way.
her mom said she's not coming to pick her
Let her
up.
and
No,
ask her to leave
no,
the property.
let me put my mom on speaker.
You need to leave the dealership now, please.
Okay, so ma'am, so the phone
You can hang up the
got
phone too.
Okay, so I asked my mom to come on the way.
Your mother told me she's not picking you up.
So what's my mom's name?
I don't know. She was on the phone.
Okay, so that means
She
that
doesn't speak very good English.
okay, so that means that you don't know my mom's name. So that means I have to get my mom on
But I
the
just
phone.
asked you to leave. No,
Okay,
I don't believe
it's
so.
time
Why
to
is-
go.
Drives, but I
We're
believe
telling you need to leave. You're gonna be trespassed.
So I can't call my mom and ask her.
They
to
don't
pick me up?
want you to use their phones, okay?
So I can't ask my mom to come pick me up.
you can use your phone, not mine.
You have a phone?
Girl, don't tell me it's dead. And then she sits there with her
Lo que
legs.
dolía, lo que no es.
Sis might just be crazy.
Mommy,
Mhm.
this is my mom.
When my mother
Hi,
tells,
mom. So tengo la policía aquí diciendo que yo necesito irme de los premises, que yo necesito alguien que me recoja, porque hay una gringa aquí fea.
she said, una gringa. I think she's talking about the boss at that moment. She said, Mom, the police are here and there's una gringa. I think she's talking about the white lady owner, and she's being very snarky about it.
Tú sabes, ya de pinga.
Oh, this is
Like,
funny.
yeah,
You know one of those stars nine?
Gosh, they could pick her up in like 2 seconds and put her
So
outside.
necesito un Uber o voy a tener la policía.
All right, we're gonna go outside. What's her name?
No, eso es lo que va a pasar ahora mismo.
What is it? What's your first name?
Entonces.
Okay, I've had enough. We're going. We're going outside. We're
Are
going
you
outside.
touching me?
Let's go outside. We've asked you to leave. Let's go.
Have your purse.
We're going outside. Let's go.
Are you touching me?
Yes, everyone's asked you to leave. Let's go. Let's go. Time to go outside.
I will pick myself up, but don't touch me.
Okay, let's go
Guys,
outside.
she had her phone in her mouth. What is going on here? She called her una gringa. Oh, Jesus. You know, Keisha Kaylee said she had a problem at what was it? Jimmy John's? I'm just wondering. I don't know. Look, we're gonna go watch it over at Love Lies and Lace Fronts, but oh my God. My God.
Wait,
Jesus.
let me grab
Jesus.
Let me grab my purse, but do not touch me. Okay.
Outside.
Look, my lip gloss.
Got
Like, bro, what the fuck is wrong with
We've
you guys?
asked you
My
to leave.
lip gloss. What the who gets to curse at the police like this? Sis is lucky. She's very lucky right now that they're probably like, what's going on? Okay. She's really lucky because any other city, any other police officers, I promise you, this might have been a full takedown. This could have been bad. Okay.
It's time to go.
Stop.
That's okay. All right.
Check
All
out
right.
my
All
mouth.
right. All right. Put your hands on your head. We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
Okay, she's gonna get arrested. Look, she went from just having to get up and pick up her
Stop.
face.
Stop!
You guys find your back.
No, I'm
I will resistance.
no.
Oh, now
this
she's
isn't
resisting. Girl, they are racking up the charges. Do you see how quickly it can escalate? We know she's drunk or something's wrong. Maybe she's crazy. But do you see how quickly things can escalate with the police? Because she started to get belligerent. She asked for her lip gloss. That's where they went wrong. They should have been like, fuck the lip gloss, sis. You can come back and get it. You can come back and claim your property. Or the boss could have said, I'll mail it to you, whatever. At the end of the day, this is bad. This is very bad. Okay?
This is resisting.
This is not
Stop
resistance.
resisting.
I'm not resisting. I'm literally
Do it, do
innocent.
it.
I'm innocent.
This could have been super simple, and you could have just left.
Lock it real
Look
quick.
at my stuff. Look at my phone. No, this-
If she is drunk, it's quite possible she's going to get a public intoxication because they're going to take her downtown because she was called in for that they thought she was intoxicated on the job. So now this has nothing to do with her job anymore. It could be we smelled alcohol and now we are going to give you a breathalyzer. And it's public intoxication, it's resisting arrest, it's trespassing, it's money. Now you're spending money.
Stop moving. Stop moving. Stop moving.
What's wrong with you guys? This is my phone.
Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Purse, my
No.
stuff. My purse. That's my purse. That's my phone. That's my. Like, what are you guys doing?
They
That's
need
my
to take
purse.
they need to take her solo cup with her, her whatever cup. And because that's possibly, if she was drinking alcohol, that could have the alcohol in it. That way, also on the police report, because if she tried to sue from like an employee standpoint, if they can document that she had alcohol in her cup at the job, then a potential lawsuit with this employer will be null and void. We'll see if they take the cup too.
What are you doing to yourself? That's the question.
What the question
You've been
is?
drinking a lot today. I don't know what you were drinking, my dear.
They
Pretty
need to
strong.
take the cup. Take the
No, I'm
cup.
just drinking.
That's evidence. Take the cup. Take the cup. They did not
Hey,
take
miss,
the
do
cup.
me a favor. Do a sweep on that desk. Make sure nothing else that belongs to her is there.
Take the
You know
cup.
what? You know what, you guys, this whole company, this whole company's gonna be sued by my law. Bro, this whole company's gonna be sued. Come on, take me out, bitch! Take me.
You know what? This is a nightmare at work. They should have, boss lady should have said, sis, I think you've been drinking, and took her right to the urgent care or Concentra, wherever they have an account, and asked her to submit to a breathalyzer test because they feel like she's under the influence and they want her to go home. It would have been documented as a drinking event, suspend her for the day, and then you fire her and there's no incident at the job. These people knee-jerk reacted. They don't know how. They clearly don't have an HR person who is competent, and basically decided to fire her on the spot and then call the police. This is a nightmare. It's kind of a nightmare.
You could have just left.
Not it!
And then the police officers are not helping.
But you guys are gonna be sued.
Okay. Well, you could have.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to leave.
Don't worry, she'll want in custody.
No one wanted me to leave. But guess what? This whole place is gonna be sued. It's gonna be sued. Fuck this place. This whole place is gonna be sued. Fuck this.
Stop moving around.
I don't give a fuck. What? I'm in law school. I have a clean record.
Okay, but like
Not anymore.
we said, you could have just left.
Fort Myers. Is that Fort Myers? Isn't that down there by Liv? Girl. Fort Myers, Florida? My God.
I wanted to leave. I tried to leave. They wouldn't let me.
It didn't seem like that.
They wouldn't let me.
By the way.
Ah!
Fuck this place. Take this shit off of me before.
They're not coming off. You're going to jail.
You know what?
Have a
You
seat,
guys.
have a seat. What's your
Okay,
head?
let me go to fucking jail.
Okay, she was charged with disturbing the peace, trespassing, and resisting arrest. They probably didn't bring the cup. It didn't look like he grabbed the cup. Maybe he did. Didn't look like because once it leaves their view and she left the desk, there's no way to verify that someone didn't pour something in the cup. Not saying that the people at the dealership would do that, but there's no real chain of custody and it was out of her view. The police officer should have grabbed the cup, and they, but that's what she got: disturbing the peace, trespassing, and resisting an officer. They might have given her a restraining order too for coming. Yeah, I know, poor baby. Yeah, but yeah, girl, a mess. Okay, let's see what they were saying down in the comments. How drunk do you have to be to not leave? How drunk do you have to be to not want to leave work? Definitely employee of the month material. Wow, she wasn't just drunk. She appears to sound spoiled. Kudos to the mom who refused to come get her. I can't imagine how embarrassed she was when she got sober and realized it was all recorded. Girl, yes. Look at this. 5 stages of grief: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. That's crazy, right? So yeah, maybe she is dealing with some depression. That's interesting perspective, right? A lot of people can't even be bothered to show up to work. This lady not only showed up but refused to leave. The dedication to the workplace. All jokes aside, this is sad. I hope she gets the help she needs. How embarrassing. Hope she sees this video and changes her life for the better. Drunk chick, your partner doesn't speak Spanish. Cop, no. Your partner doesn't speak Spanish. The cop, no. Drunk chick. So that means I need to physically speak. Girl, what? I laughed harder than I should. I love how she pretends English is rough for her, then goes, bro, what the fuck? As someone who's battled with alcohol, it really hurts my heart. I'm pressing she recovers and gets her life in order. Sad, right? I wonder if that's where Liv went for her job interview. Guys, isn't it funny how the job interview, those of you guys from my other channel, My Jazzy Life, went for a job interview. Liv goes for a job interview. It's like, it's crazy. But anyway, I wonder if that's where Liv went for her job interview, to the car dealership. It's not resistance. She resists and tries to get her arms back. This is not resistance. Oh, she said not resistance. Okay. Anyway, guys, let's go on to the next thing. So we've had real estate come up a couple of times, and I thought this was like a really interesting story I wanted to talk about. Because the family, this is a shit show, this particular thing that happened to this family. But by the end of the story, the family is like, who do we sue? Who do we get our money back from? Right? Let me play this for you and we're going to talk about it in between. But this is a Chicago family that pays thousands to keep their home mistakenly built on the wrong lot. Me personally, I'm just going to jump and do spoiler alert. I would sue the real estate agent and the broker.
gIRL, you may be wondering how this could happen. After more than a decade in their home, one family received a letter saying they no longer owned it because of a building blunder. The residents didn't do anything wrong, but they're paying a huge price.
We just wanted somewhere that our family can call home. We want to stay in our community, and we wanted a place where our son, can have a place to lay his head, and we had no worries.
But Charmaine and Pernell Miller have had nothing but worries. In 2005, they bought this 3-story home and started their family in the city's Lawndale neighborhood. Then in 2019, they were told their property was sold for delinquent taxes. The Millers had been paying a property tax bill, but the bills they received...
Wait, let's see. Lot size, tax code. Okay.
were for a different lot, the lot next door.
We were told.
So you guys hear this? They bought a house. You see where the house is sitting. The house is supposed to be sitting on that vacant lot. Are you following me? So when the builders came to put this house up 10 years ago, they built it on the wrong lot. They have been insuring they're insuring the house, but it's being insured at the lot, at the wrong lot. So listen to this story. Along the way, the city realized that they made a mistake. Look at Jackson Squad. Are you from Chicago, Jackson Squad? Girl, you know who I think they should sue? They need to sue the real estate agent. Somebody knew, and the real estate agent is responsible for all of that. Not necessarily the builders, but I don't know, the closing attorney, the title search company is like, my name is Bennett, I'm not in it. I'm trying to figure out where they're going to get their $65,000 back. But let's listen to it and then we'll talk about it.
That we
Look at the Jackson Squad. So this was a popular story.
This is what happened. The Millers' home was supposed to be built on this vacant lot, lot 39. But the builder built the home on the lot next door, lot 38. All of the Millers' paperwork, the plat of survey, the deed, the building permit, their mortgage, and title insurance had the correct lot listed. Lot 39. The Millers thought their home was on Lot 39, but the builder, now out of business, built it on Lot 38, the wrong lot.
There should have been checks and balances from a whole lot of different people.
For 11 years, the Millers received tax bills for Lot 39, the vacant lot where their house was supposed to be.
But catch this, T. You know, the city is going to charge your taxes, right? What you're going to hear is that the city eventually realized that there was no house on the lot. So they'd been charging taxes based on a house and particular specs. Then they realized, oh, there's no house. So they adjusted the tax payment, the tax bill. They never refunded for the house not being there. And where the house was, they were not being charged taxes because that land went into foreclosure or something from the builders for non-payment of taxes, the original builders who went out of business. So it was a huge storm of clusterfuck, basically.
Cook County assessor mistakenly assessed the lot as if there was a house on it. In 2017, the assessor corrected the problem but didn't alert the Millers. The couple knew something was amiss.
So look at that. They were being charged $3,400 a year for taxes, right? It looks like they were paying $1,700 semi-annually for taxes. Then it went down to $714. But see, that in 2018, I'm going to have to call out the family and say, when your taxes literally went down 80%, because that's roughly about a 20%. $713 is right about maybe 19% of 3,400. When your tax bill went down, why did you not call the city? And I guess they said they did call the city, but the city said there's no problem, there's no problem, there's no problem. But clearly there's an issue. You guys were calling and asking. So yeah, I mean, I still think that they have a right to question the city, but they need to. I would be questioning whoever the closing attorneys were, because they should have been doing all of the due diligence and matching up the builder's paperwork with the lot number that they built on. The builder should never have built on a lot that was not actually secured and purchased. So it's a big mess.
When their tax bill suddenly decreased.
They would send me back and say, there's nothing wrong, there's nothing wrong. No. Something's wrong.
Cook County Assessor's Office admits to the I-Team that they made a property tax mistake, saying steps taken during a prior administration resulted in an assessment error that has since been corrected, and that it will support the family by providing any documentation needed in their efforts to rectify the situation. The Millers believe they are due a refund in taxes since they paid for property taxes on a vacant lot as if it had a house on it. But the assessors...
You know what? I would even care about a refund, whatever. Well, I would care about a refund from an aspect of, I want you to apply what should have been applied to my house. So whatever was overpaid, apply it to the second lot, because I'm going to spoiler alert, they did end up purchasing the second lot. They were able to purchase it. So now they own both lots, which is a good problem to have. But at the end of the day, they still owe taxes on the lot that they never paid on.
Office says it cannot refund the Millers due to Illinois' statute of limitations.
It's just a horrifying feeling. We've been taken.
Meanwhile, when they were paying,
but they live in a nice big house.
Vacant lot, the taxes for the lot with the Millers' house on it went unpaid and defaulted. That's when that private firm bought those taxes and told the Millers they had to move.
And how hard has this been for both of you?
Very hard.
Extremely.
Very. Feeling anxious and upset and nervous about what was going to happen with us.
We also checked in with the Cook County clerk, which recorded the Millers' deed. They told the I-Team the root cause of the problem is the fact that the home was built on the wrong property in 2005. Even if the couple had contacted the clerk's office years ago, employees would have had no way of determining that there was another property in question. To keep their home, the Millers reached a settlement with the private firm that bought the delinquent taxes. It cost the couple $43,000 plus attorney fees.
If we wanted to keep our house, then we had to pay for everybody else's mistakes.
Between the settlement and property tax overpayments, the Millers are paying $65,000 for others' mistakes.
Everyone involved needs to make us whole. We do not deserve this. Make us.
Girl, look at the house next door. I'm sorry. These people live behind a wrought iron fence. They have a brick home that looks big as hell. Now you own the lot next door, and girl, it looks like you are living next door to it looks it could be very nice, but they might just be living in one of these neighborhoods that they're waiting for some remodeling to happen and whatever, but girl, the windows boarded up. Do you see that right here?
Whole.
They got a whole boarded up window next door. This is my main point. I wouldn't want all those people knowing I have that kind of money. But I guess everybody knows now.
The Millers now own both lots. They are exploring
Okay.
other legal options, but their attorney says they can't sue the builder because he's out of business and it's past the statute of limitations. The title company denied their claim of coverage and would not give us a comment. Rob, Cheryl, this is something that is unlikely to happen, but you can protect yourself by getting a land survey before you buy a new home.
But doesn't the title company do a land survey? I would imagine that the title company does a land survey before they validate the lot. They basically do the title search company basically checks the land for a free and clear title. They had to have messed up. I don't know. You guys tell me what you think. If you're watching this on the replay, comment down below. But it's just an interesting case. It sounds like they were able to get the money together. They bought out the debt, and altogether $65,000. And it looks like you guys own a nice piece of property. And it might just be a good problem to have. You either have a nice big yard that you paid $65,000 for, or build another house next door and sell it. I don't know. It's a good problem to have. Thank goodness that the family was able to keep their house. I feel like it's kind of one of those all's well that ends well type stories. But yeah, that's pretty scary because nobody wants that type of a notification coming to your house. That would be bananas. Anyway, guys, let's move on. I saw this and it made me think of a situation on the YouTube streets. You guys know who this is? I'm sure you can tell now. So Khloe finally showed a picture of, what is his name? Theo. So there's Theo finally. I don't know why she took so long to show the baby. I'm going to be honest. This is something, obviously, this is a situation that we hear about a lot on the YouTube streets. Here's Tristan and True, and I guess, what's his name? Theo. I guess, I don't know if that's one of his other kids. I have no idea who these people are. Well, obviously Tristan, but the other little boy, I'm not sure who he is, if that's his other son. Well, yeah, the one who is, what's her name? Is her name Jordan? Is that, you said Tatum? Is that Tristan's? So True right there. And then there's Theo. So these are Khloe's kids, these two right here. And then I don't know if that's his other son, the one that was born like basically around the same time. He had that son, and then True was born soon after. And then there's this one, and I guess he's got another kid. So he's got like four kids by three women. The baby's name is Tatum Robert. So is that Khloe's son's name? Hold on. Tristan fathered a boy, Theo, okay, by Marilee Nichols. And then Tatum, you said Tatum Robert. Okay, so that's Khloe's son's name. So for Robert, probably from Robert Kardashian. But she's just now showing his face. which it's almost kind of like what we say on the YouTube streets about Olivia and her son. It's like nobody cares anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I'm sure some people are like, oh, that's awesome. But yeah, it's okay. Like, I think people were ready to see her kid when she had the kid. And then when she decided to kind of withhold the kid from the public eye, it's kind of like, oh, that's awesome. Um, that's Tristan's son with Jordan. Yeah, I remember Jordan's name because I feel like Jordan is cousins to Kevin Hart's baby mom, right? Or wife. Okay. No, Jordan was the one that no, not Jordan. So there's another lady named Jordan though. Jordan is the friend of Kylie, Jordan Woods, right? But there is an actual Jordan that he had a baby with. So there's two Jordans at play, right? Um, yes, Aniko's cousin. Yes, 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 yes. Isn't it funny how closely intermingled all of this stuff is? It's crazy, right? But yeah, Khloe, I mean, I'm glad she showed the baby looks like a doll. He's he's a baby. After Tristan and Khloe welcomed their second child together, a source close to the couple told E! News in September that they were not on speaking terms unless the conversation involved coordinating for the kids. Since then, the exes have been spotted a few times together at recent. I think Tristan also bought a house like in close proximity to her and Kris Jenner's house. Since then, the exes have been spotted a few times together at recent family gatherings following the mother's passing. A separate source told E! News that Khloe traveled home to Tristan to Toronto to confront and navigate what will be a very difficult time. She, her mother, Kris Jenner, and sister Kim were later seen at the mom's funeral. So there's the parents. Just a few days ago, Khloe and Tristan were both spotted at Malika Hawk and her twin Khadijah Hawk's 40th birthday. Can you believe, guys? Do you remember ATL? um, the girls are 40, guys. Okay. On March 10th, the pair who arrived separately were among the guests, who included Kim, Kris, and Kylie. Da, da, da. Okay. All right, guys. I guess so that was really just it. I mean, Khloe has now revealed baby's face, and that's nice. Hi, Boo Boo. Hey, Avi Body Treats. How are you? Title company is on the hook for this, and the city as well. I think so too. So we're back on the story in Chicago. I think that they just need to find a good enough lawyer. Maybe they can encourage Mrs. Obama to dust off her legal shield and or Mr. Obama and take this case. I'm joking, but I'm sure there are plenty of good lawyers in Chicago that they could find to finesse and get their money back and a little bit of damages. I really do. But like I said, $65,000, and it looks like you have a nice piece of property that you could now flip. They'll get their money back. $65,000 cash. I mean, they may have had to dip into savings. They may have had to dip into an investment. They may have had to dip into equity. I would want to be, like she said, I would want to be made back whole, and I would want to put everything right where it was. And I would want to have a little bit of change in my pocket for my trouble, because somebody found this mistake. Someone found this mistake and nobody bothered to fix it. So, but yeah. Anyway, guys, so let's move on. Moving right along. Okay. So this was interesting. You may have seen this a little bit. It kind of showed up in the other post. Let me see if I can see it now. Hold on. Ooh. Okay. Oh, you see it right here. Okay. So last week there was some news. Did you see? Okay, let me flip over here. So Cher, girl, let me tell you something. Cher was about to get married to this guy. Cher has got to be damn near 80 years old. Let's see what this is saying. Last I heard was that they were actually going to get married. And I heard that she had bought her own engagement ring, which we know on the YouTube streets is very problematic, to say the least. That is a no-no. I would rather go with no ring at all rather than to buy my own wedding ring or engagement ring. I wouldn't do that. Um, but Cher and Alexander Edwards have called it quits after several months of dating. But last week they were getting ready to get married. I believe the Believe singer is single once again after recently breaking up with boyfriend Alexander Edwards. E has confirmed. A source close to the former couple confirmed that the two separated weeks ago, but that split was amicable. The Oscar winner and music producer first sparked romance rumors when they were spotted on date night in West Hollywood in November 22. Days later, she confirmed that they were dating by tweeting a photo of then boyfriend with a heart emoji. It's like, Cher, don't you have 3 grown kids and some grandkids to deal with? And anyone you're dating, why not just keep it quiet? In March, Cher revealed to E! News that she and Edwards were mixing business with pleasure by working on music together for her upcoming album. Some of the songs Alexander gave me, so I'm pretty excited about that, she gushed. He's a music producer and writer, and he does everything, so I'm happy about that. Cher also gushed over the 36-year-old's skills in the studio, adding, I think like any artist, when you've got something good, you're excited. The former couple's most recent public outing was at Versace's fall winter 2023 fashion show in LA, March 12th. So, how they went from that to we're getting married. During their PDA filled date night, the 76-year-old was photographed kissing and cuddling her man while enjoying the runway show. Edwards previously dated Amber Rose. Do you think he's some sort of male? Do you think he's some sort of like gigolo or something? And he's just trying to go after women with money and influence? Edwards previously dated Amber Rose for 3 years before breaking up in August of 21. That's crazy, right? Look at Kim and North. Um, okay. Anyway, look at this. I don't care. Like, 76 and 36. So she's 40 years older. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they should have gone in on the we're getting married type thing. Cher's looking silly out here. I think in the future, Cher needs to, at 76, you've made a lot of money. And at 76, you've made enough money to where people do not need to know your business at all. And the speculation between her and this guy is going to be that he's juicing you for some money. Okay. That he's a gigolo and that you probably bought him a house and whatever, who knows. And it looks weird because she's quite wealthy. She's amassed quite a fortune. And you know what I mean? Like, girl, that's Amber's baby daddy. So, yeah, so let's talk about that. As a woman and you've got a kid with a guy and he goes and finds a girlfriend who's 40 years older. Is that embarrassing? I wonder if Amber even just had, I mean, between Wiz Khalifa and all the stuff that he's up to, and now this guy, I mean, Amber really knows how to pick them. And Kanye. I mean, my God. Hey, Gig, what's going on? She needs to sit down somewhere. Girl, I've heard million is her the estimated let's see. But I also, from what I heard, is that her kids intervened. And so Cher, what they're saying on let's see what they're saying. As of May 23, Cher's net worth is estimated at roughly $360 million. Her kids need to get a little bit more involved. That's what I'm going to say. Her kids, mom is worth $360 million and has a taste for younger guys. Mom, they need to be checking in on mom a little bit more often, because if she would have married this guy, we would have had like an Anna Nicole Smith situation on our hands. You know what I mean? These people are still in court with Larry Burkhead and her daughter for a settlement to the money from the billionaire that she married, and was supposed to be getting her fortune. But, obviously she died well before she was able to cash in because the family was refusing to pay her inheritance, right? Girl, prenup, absolutely. But even with a prenup, he could have said, I'll take 20 million. I'll marry you. I'll take a prenup. And let's just go ahead and settle for like a 5-year and $20 million and an NDA. I'll never speak on you. I'll never try to get additional money. And that's it. So who knows? Anyway, I just thought that was very interesting. That's a 40-year age gap because, what else were we talking about the other day? We were talking about something the other day and it made me think about this. As far as like exes doing embarrassing things, I guess it's not your problem, but it is kind of embarrassing when your exes are out here being embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like Mariah Carey and Nick Cannon. You don't think Mariah Carey's a little embarrassed? I mean, I'm sure Nick was embarrassed that night that Mariah was singing on New Year's Eve and it went all wrong for her on New Year's Eve. He may have been embarrassed just from a performance standpoint, but the fact that your ex-husband is out here getting everybody pregnant, I would be embarrassed. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Amber Rose, I mean, I wonder, are you embarrassed that your baby daddy was over here whoopty-whooping with a very, very, very rich Cher? Or was this some sort of a scam? Do you think they were trying to scam a rich woman who wants to still have a little bit of fun? He fumbled, Ms. Corey. You say he fumbled the bag. He did. He must have. I mean, he was getting up on that $360 million. Okay. Girl, the kids were like, oh, hell no. Mariah Carey has to be embarrassed, right? Okay. The kids are probably, yeah. I think the kids probably swooped in and was like, no, mom. No, you can go have your fun. But no accepting rings, no buying rings. But yeah, it was said that she bought her own ring. And I'm not sure if that's what kind of set some things off because next thing you know, they're broken up. Anyway, what was the other thing we were going to talk about? So last week, hey, Mysterious. Hey, Boo Boo, how are you? Yes, everyone hit the like button for me, please. I so appreciate it. Last thing we were going to talk about, I think, so this time last week, we were looking at the Met Gala, right? I think that was it. I think we're kind of caught up. Is there anything else that we have not talked about? I did want to talk about Lionel Richie and his new billionaire son-in-law. Sophia Richie got married, but I wasn't really prepared for that today. And And who cares if she bought her own rings? I wouldn't care. I would just say that if a man wants to marry you, a man should provide the ring. Like if you're gonna buy his ring and he buys your ring, yeah, but an engagement ring should be purchased by the man. I mean, I don't know. I certainly wouldn't be losing any sleep over it, but as far as a woman buying your own engagement ring, it's not a good sign. And if that's the case for someone and it's worked out good for you, then that's awesome. But like I said, I would rather have no engagement ring if I had to buy my own engagement ring. Okay. That's just how I feel about it. Um, but would I care like lose sleep over it? No. Mm-mm. Let's see. Do you believe the Chris Brown Usher story? Uh, so this is what I heard. I don't know if I have the whole thing. There are rules, Venice. So Venice, there's no law, okay? In some countries there are. It's called a dowry. And it's called customs. It's called traditions. And at the end of the day, if you're not someone who subscribes to customs and tradition, that's fine. But just like I'm not going to shame you for not buying into customs and traditions. So, I don't, I mean, like, look, if you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. That's fine. But yes, there are rules. There are rules. There have been rules for a long time. There's not a law. Um, and we can get into that debate if you like. But yeah, there actually are. And it's also called social mores, all of those things. Women get into relationships where they want to have a traditional setup, but they're not willing to find the type of men that are going to offer that to you. This guy clearly, if Cher had to buy her own ring, clearly there's a reason why these two are not getting married. And maybe there's 360 million of them that her family was like, you know what? He couldn't even buy mom her own ring. He doesn't have the net worth she has. We are concerned and goodbye. If he came in swooping in with his own $500 million, then maybe they wouldn't be concerned. But if she's got to treat him like a great grandson, then maybe that is a problem. That's a problem. That indicates that he doesn't have the coinage or the net worth to have a wife of that stature. Okay? If you can't come with the basics, um maybe that's why they're broken up. Okay? That's just my opinion. I'm not writing the law either. I'm one woman's opinion. Let's see. Yeah. You shouldn't have to, Virgo Diva. You shouldn't have to. And if your man can't afford one, but you still choose to marry him, then he's going to he's going to give you a wedding band and you give him one and that's it. Wedding bands are not, engagement rings are not required to become a wife. Did we finish talking about Diddy and Young Miami? We can talk about them. Diddy and Miami. I mean, I definitely, since we're talking about like financial arrangements, I do feel like that is definitely a financial arrangement. Let me find their picture. Don't I have their picture in here somewhere? Yes. I do believe that that is somewhat of a financial arrangement. I mean, definitely. Those two are kicking it in a very financial way. I think that he comes to the table. He comes to her table with the goods. And even though she works and she makes a lot of money, I'm quite sure that, if Diddy is not coming through with the payments as needed, yeah, she's going to be looking in a different way. Now, also, I mean, she does kind of work for him. Her show is on Revolt, right? We'll get back to Chris Brown and Usher in just a second. I'm going to pull up the story, okay? Just remind me after we talk about this. We'll talk about that. Okay. Oh no. Look, everyone can have everyone has their own opinion. At the end of the day, if sis feels like there's no rules on who buys the ring, that's fine. Just let us know. We'll be here, and you let us know how that works out. Okay. And good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? No girl, no tea, no shade. It just, when you enter into a very traditional custom, I would enter it in a traditional way. Why bother getting married? You know what I mean? It's the social norm and have been for eons and eons. Absolutely. And I think that playing with it has put us in the situations where we are now. There's a lot of gray area. There's a lot of very unhappy people. There are a lot of people in very odd and peculiar relationships. And there are a lot of very lonely people out here because women have decided to offer up babies. Women have offered the comfort of beds. Men have created families. There's no legalities. Do you see the couple? So if you're late coming in, scroll back. We just talked about a couple that was in Chicago. Now, even though everything on this paperwork was kind of a little bit screwed up, they had enough paperwork to finesse and get their way. It was possible this family could have lost a lot, including real estate that they have invested a lot of time and money into. But because of paperwork, because of following the customs, following the law, they have their house. Even though they had to pay for other people's mistakes, I do believe that they can find a way to be made whole. But at the end of the day, because of following traditions and customs, they have their property, right? And initially, marriages were the mergers of two families, monies, property, power, and influence. And a lot of that has not changed. Now, what has changed is that everybody can do it. And people decided that they didn't want to have to play by rules to do it. And that's why it's so messed up. And that's why, couples and families break up all the time, because, they want to do it their way. Right. LOL. What about, oh, yeah, I don't know. So Jamie Foxx was basically putting out there that he believed that someone drugged him, potentially Diddy. I don't really know enough about that. It's quite possible that as he was saying that, sometimes people who have a stroke, let's say he did have a stroke, or he's got some sort of vascular issue and he had some, impediment of blood flow to the brain, whatever was going on with him that got him into the hospital, he could have been a little bit delusional. Who knows? And if it's real, um, girl, I know one thing for me, the likelihood of me ending up at a party with Diddy in 2023 is slim to none. So I'm not worried about it. But anybody who is entertaining being at a party thrown by this gentleman on the screen, you've been warned, right? Be careful. That's all I got. I mean, I don't know. I hope Jamie Foxx is okay, but the kind of things that he's saying and making accusations, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would keep it cute. Um, okay. Who buys their own ring? It's supposed to show the love. Yeah, absolutely. We actually were talking to someone recently who was very excited because he purchased a ring for a lady that he's in love with. And it was heartwarming. It was absolutely beautiful. The lady doesn't know that she knows that they have plans to marry. I guess they have talked about it, obviously. But he said that he purchased a ring some months ago and has a date already planned and is getting a photographer and all kinds of stuff like that. So he wants to make it special. and that's exciting. Yeah, mysterious. He's saying all kinds of stuff that I don't even feel comfortable saying, but that's what the word on the street is that he blamed Diddy. Like, it's it's like I said, it's like that summer that everybody was blaming Nicki Minaj for taking bags. She was stopping bags. I forgot what year that was, but it was funny. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, I mean, look, everyone's got their own kind of opinion on that. That's why I'm not gonna, it's like me personally, I'm not gonna. I'll have a debate anytime, right? But if I feel how I feel and you feel how you feel, let's respect that everyone, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just respect the differences and keep it pushing. You know what I mean? We're not here to convince the unconvinced, to be convinced. If sis has her thoughts and opinions, let sis have her thoughts and opinions. You know what I'm saying? It's okay. Okay. And that goes for both. Like, Venice, you may not agree with what I have to say, and I appreciate you being here. And Venice, to anyone else who doesn't agree with what Venice says, it's okay. Venice can feel how she wants to feel, and I can feel how I want to feel, and you guys feel how you want to. You know what I mean? But let's all keep it very cute, because, throwing insults or jabs at each other, that's not the way to build community or just to have a good time in this moment, right? So let people live how they want to live. You know what I mean? That's the one thing I had to learn on the YouTube streets, that no matter how many times I said that what I think doesn't necessarily mean that that's what someone's going to do just because I think that that's the right thing to do. That's their business. You know what I'm saying? Let them. If Liv wants to live in the back of an SUV, let her. If Liv wants to have babies with 5 men, let her. If Young Miami wants to date a guy who it's very transactional and he has you on your own little talk show, and maybe he might fund you $1 million. I don't know what he sends her a month. I don't know what if he sends her money by the month. But if she's getting a direct deposit, a money transfer in her account to be girlfriend on the ready and ready for whatever, ready for and down for whatever, let her. You know what I mean? I think she did an interview recently talking about that she kind of wished he would just leave her alone, but he likes her, and I think he knows that she probably loves him, but Diddy has had many women love him, and he loves himself, and he wants to do what he wants to do and keep his options open. He has children from many different mothers. He is, what does he have? He has at least about 3, 4 baby moms, and one of which is now deceased. But, I mean, this is a guy who likes to keep his options open. So if she thought she was going to be able to lock him down and be the one for Diddy to be walking down the aisle in the white suit and have the wedding and be Mrs. Sean Combs, I don't know. I mean, Justin's mom couldn't do it. Kim Porter's mom didn't do it. This baby love couldn't do it. That's 3. I think there's one more, right? There's one more mom. Because Quincy is not his kid. That's Albie Shore's kid with Kim Porter. And then the twins belong to Kim Porter. Justin's mom, Misha Hilton Brim, right? And then there's another kid. Is that King Combs' mom? What is her name? Anyway, Sir keeps it popping over there, and he likes to have Young Miami around. Young Miami is just, I don't know if she's stuck or what, but she likes this guy a lot. And I don't know that he's ever going to be the man that she wants him to be for her, which may be a husband. Yeah, he loved her to a certain degree. He did. And I think they say that she was the love of his life. However, he didn't wife her up, and that's unfortunate. She was a beautiful woman, but she lives on through those twins and her son Quincy. So she lives on, thank God. But she died far too soon. She was a very beautiful woman. Let's see. King Combs. Who's the one? Who's the other girl? Are all those are all the moms? It's Misha Hilton Brim, Kim Porter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because he's got 6 kids, and then the new little baby. I feel like I'm missing one. Okay. Well, yeah. So I guess call her the new Marjorie Harvey. Maybe she's the new Marjorie Harvey. Okay. Um. Okay. There's another set of twins. Sarah is Chase's mom. Okay. Chase, Chance. Yeah, Misha Hilton Brim, Kim Porter, that woman that just had, I don't know what nationality she is, who had the baby Love, right? So Chase, Chance, Justin, the twins, and baby Love. He has 6 or 7 kids. He's got a lot of kids. Plus he's got Quincy, his bonus kid. Okay. What do I think about it? I think it's a modern relationship and it's very transactional. I think she probably loves him and I think he likes her a lot. She's a lot of fun. She's beautiful. She's sexy. She's what's poppin'. I think believe it or not, I'm going to say this. I think he might use her for a little bit of clout because the city girls trend between Young Miami and JT. Now, someone might say Diddy doesn't need her. Well, Diddy is in his 50s and he's got a woman who is in her late 20s or early 30s who still is trending, popular, and relevant. Okay. He's attached himself to someone who is in with the in crowd. Okay. Even though he's part of the in crowd, he is in his 50s and he's being smeared for having weird parties and kind of being like weird Uncle Diddy. And Young Miami keeps him relevant, but that display at the Met Gala was a little off. Okay, that's just my opinion. And I think that having someone on his arm like a Young Miami makes a big difference because Young Miami trends, okay, and trends in pop culture. Diddy is, he gets the respect, he's a hit maker, he's a mogul, he's a lot of different things, but that silliness of that crazy ass outfit from the Met Gala made them look like laughing stocks on last Monday. And that's just kind of what I think about it. Okay, let's move on real quick. So the other night, it was Chris Brown's birthday, and Chris Brown and Usher, they say, got into some words, and allegedly it was over. Tiana Taylor allegedly was over there, and so they say. Because I don't know. I saw the video on TMZ. It was very loud and you couldn't really tell. You could tell they were having some words, but what the words were about, I don't know. But I guess they were in Vegas for that concert. Let's see. Chris Brown reportedly jumped Usher at skate rink birthday bash. I mean, these guys, I'm going to be honest, these guys are getting too old for some of this. And I'm not a you're too old type person, but some of this stuff for men that have money and influence and power, this is getting stupid. Like, y'all need to stop for real because people then think that this is what you should be doing out here, and it's not. Because most people don't have Usher and Chris Brown's money. Okay. Okay, let's do this. Let me move this around. Okay. So maybe they shouldn't be calling it Lovers and Friends Festival, because just hours before, Usher and Chris Brown were set to perform separate sets at the R&B and hip hop event. The two appeared to get into a fight at the nearby Las Vegas roller rink. Hollywood Unlocked, yes, we know, first reported that Brown allegedly jumped Usher. Brown was celebrating his 34th birthday at the rink into the early hours on May 6th, and he reportedly tried at one point to talk to singer turned actor Tiana Taylor, who was ignoring him. Yes, both Usher and Taylor were caught celebrating repeat violent offender Chris Brown's birthday. They even sang to him. So, look, they say, which I don't know if they're going to talk about this in the report, but apparently Chris Brown and Tiana Taylor are not seeing eye to eye. They kind of fell out of friendship because he said that Tiana Taylor backed out last minute of his Michael Jackson tribute at the Grammys, and that was one of the reasons why they canceled his Grammy performance, and he's still kind of salty about that. So why Tiana Taylor was there at his party doesn't make any sense, and she's a whole married woman with kids. I don't know what she was doing over there, hanging out, industry party, whatever. But if you don't like Chris Brown, or Chris Brown's not dealing with you anymore, why even be there? TMZ later obtained a few seconds of video in which Brown appears to be yelling to a sitting Tiana Taylor before Usher steps in and tries to calm him down. Yeah, I mean, Tiana, I know she's industry and all that kind of stuff, but I wouldn't be moving around too much without my husband. I mean, at the end of the day, maybe her husband wasn't around, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to have Chris Brown yelling at me for some stupid shit. You know what I'm saying? And if he was already mad at you, you probably should have stayed at your hotel or went to a different party. Okay. But they said a few sitting and which not her fault, but me personally, if there's a guy who I've got some sort of beef with, I'm not going to put myself in the company to be handled a certain type of way. You know what I mean? So, like, if you know it's his birthday party, I'd be like, "Oh, okay, I'm going to pass. Yeah, we're not friends anymore, or we don't deal with each other." Um Let's see. Let me find my place. Per both outlets, this made Brown mad. And so maybe I skipped a part. TMZ later obtained a few seconds of video in which Brown appears to be yell at the sitting Tiana Taylor before Usher steps in and tries to calm him down. Per both outlets, this made Brown mad and he left with his group. Usher followed, reportedly only after unlacing his skates first, and allegedly went to meet Brown and company behind some buses parked outside. Both outlets reported he left with a bloody nose. Jeez. As for what started the fight, TMZ went on to report over Brown's it was over Brown's scrapped Michael Jackson tribute, which was originally planned for for last year's American Music Awards, not the Grammys. Brown reportedly blamed Taylor for the cancellation for some reason and was confronting her about that. Yes, the AMAs were nearly 6 months ago. No, they couldn't at least fight over an important award show like the Grammys. Despite becoming haters and enemies, both Brown and Usher still took to the stage that night at Lovers and Friends. Per TMZ, neither showed signs of injury when they performed back to back, but Brown did seem to have more fight in him the next night when TMZ caught him mid altercation at the festival, where security appeared to get between Brown and some others, while the singer has yet to specifically address the Usher fight. He did claim he simply intervened in this one. Y'all been geeked all weekend. Y'all dragging it now. He wrote in an Instagram comment explaining that security was clearing the stage and he was trying to get his kid. So y'all can keep your narrative. Wonder where we got it. Okay. So I don't know. Did Chris and Usher fight? I don't like. They're too grown. I don't know how old Usher is. How old is Usher now? Usher. You know what? I wonder if this is hold on. Uh Usher. Raymond. Usher. Okay, Usher. He was born 1978, so he's like what, 45? Um it's like Usher, come on. Like seriously, you're going to be 45, 44, 45 years old. Let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have gone out the skating rink and jumped into whatever car was waiting for me. You got to be kidding, right? Chris Brown is Chris Brown, still hasn't learned his lesson. For as much as I love Chris Brown's music, Chris Brown has got to stop. You know what I mean? He's ridiculous. Um, and Tiana Taylor is a married woman, doesn't need to be in places where there are men who have negative emotions about her. Because number one, that could have put your husband into a situation where he's having a fight with Chris Brown, not Usher. And yeah, I just wouldn't have been there. Like you see when Sierra and her husband show up places and Future's there, what do? They bounce, okay? When they went to Drake's party last year, they were there. Future showed up, and guess what? Sierra and what's his name? Girl, they left. Okay. They had their little drink, they ate their little food, and they took off. You know what I'm saying? Like, because maybe it's not worth it to be in the same place, um, just like anyone else, and not saying that Tiana Taylor and Chris Brown were dating, but if they had a business dealing and it went bad and homie is emotional, then that's probably someone you don't want to be around because he doesn't mind putting on a show. If we know one thing about Chris Brown likes to entertain and he likes to put on a show. So if you don't want to be part of the show, you don't want your name in that type of nonsense, then it's best to not show up to those type of events. And to me, Tiana Taylor, I would say should have better things to do than showing up to the roller skating rink where Chris Brown is celebrating his party when Chris Brown does not fuck with you anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think that was probably a mistake on her part, right? Russell, yes, Russell Wilson. Um, yeah, I mean, men fight though. So if Usher and Chris had a little session, um that men operate differently from us. You know what I mean? If I've got to smack you, if we have to have a fight, I will never, like, we're done. I would never put my hands on a friend. But if I got to go, if we're going mano y mano at each other, like, friendship's over, like, we're done. Okay. Men can wrestle it out, fight it out, and shake hands and talk about it later, but we're not this, you know what I mean? Like, we're not the same as them. And for those of you who think that, any of you women out here who think you're the same as a man, think again. Like, we're just wired differently. We're wired differently. They engage differently. And those two having a fight or getting into it, that's just them getting out their energy. That's why we're not really hearing about it. Usher had a bloody nose, but did they call the cops? Are reports filed? That's how men do stuff like that, you know? So anyway, guys, thanks for joining me for some hot topics. If I left something out, let me know. But I enjoyed this very much. If there's something that you want me to react to, a story that you guys want to talk about, let me know and we'll get into it. Otherwise, again, thanks for joining me today. This was so much fun. And I will see you guys next time, okay? Let me see if you guys have any questions. Okay. Nothing there. Okay, guys, you guys take care and I will see you guys next time, okay? Bye.